let us pose the question, is identity politics Greek rationalism? So the proposition is that identity politics is equal to the command to state one's opinion, where we correlate opinion to doxa in Plato or Socrates. In other words, people ask, what's your position on this? Who are you with? What side do you take? This is what constitutes our identity. If somebody is a black Muslim, then they're with a group that's going to, when people come out of prison, then they give these people a situation where they can have self-pride, because they know this situation they were in was something different than the situation which is provided for by the institutions which are otherwise viewed as legitimate, or as the paramount legitimate institutions. So one can see that in giving one's doxa, saying, are you for, what's your view on the Nation of Islam, what's your view on Farrakhan, etc., one is also doing the same thing as stating one's identity, right? It's actually very, the state of affairs of this theory of the identity politics and stating one's doxa, so far as one's doxa has to do with political issues or issues concerning the whole people. I think that's a very strong case. So taking it like that, we can see that so far as one stating one's identity is immediately understood as fodder for an analysis, so that Socrates hears that your doxa, or your opinion, is X, your identity is this, then he goes through to dissect it, take out the lancet, cut it up, distribute it, like those fragments of the scores of Franz Schubert, which his brother distributed after he died to his best students, and don't regard it as something unheimlich or somehow a destiny, but rather regard it as clear what it means. It means improvement. It means this is the road to improvement. This is the road to the good. This is the road to the healthy life, etc. And bring it into the business-like terms of daily life. Return to business as usual. Don't look behind the curtain. So we have here a division between the view that from this kind of analysis, the Socratic Platonic analysis, something called science can arise, and then by various analogies, something called objective knowledge and experimental science and so on can arise. And over against this kind of view. We have the view that that first step of the West, should not be the only lens in which one should, somebody who is responsible should take up the question on the view that it's ethical to take a position one way or the other, because it's a question of identifying with the whole of one's capacities the direction that is best. And so since any guidance on this has to come from some singular source and then be turned into a particular under a universal which others can examine, oneself, as it were, takes the role of a founder and doesn't shirk the responsibility of giving directive at the highest pay grade, so to speak.